Okay, so we'll go ahead and solve the midterm questions. And to start with, let's get to the first question. The first question is find the intervals on which the function y equal to 4 over modulus of x plus 2 minus x squared over 3 is continuous. So we want to know where exactly this function is continuous, or if it's not continuous, it's discontinuous. Anytime we have the absolute value, that means we have a piecewise function. So what does that mean? That means we have to represent y in terms of what? We have to represent y in terms of, for example, it could be y equals 2, and then we're going to go ahead and do something like this. Okay. The first case, we will do it for x greater than or equal to 0. So the answer will be 4 divided by x plus 2, and then minus x squared over 3 if x is greater than or equal to 0. And the second, we take this value as negative x. So it will be 4 over x. And then here, since x is negative, we're going to put negative sign over there. And for that, we have to substitute here minus 2. Okay? And then minus x squared over 3 for x less than 0. Okay? Everybody sees why I did this? Because we have to use x negative here. So if we put negative x, I might as well put negative over there, and I put x minus 2. So it's the same. Is everybody following?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Now let's take a look. Here it says that this function is discontinuous only when x is equal to negative 2. Okay, so let's say negative 2, should we take this one or this one? The first or the second for negative 2? Huh? Where negative 2's, this is one branch of the domain, and this is the other branch of the domain. Where is negative 2? In which branch? Shabab?
The one down.
Yeah, the one on the bottom, right? Because this one for all x's that are greater than or equal to 0. This is for x less than 0. So negative 2 is less than 0. So if we have negative 2, that means we'll plug in here what? What do we plug in here? Negative 2, right?
Right.
Yeah, so if we can plug in here negative 2, it will not give us what? It will not give us a whole. It will not give us 0, right?
Right.
This is not working, right? And this will not work, and this will not work. None of these is correct. So the only thing that's correct is it's continuous everywhere. Because if you plug in negative 5 is not going to make the denominator 0. Any negative value will not make the denominator 0. Negative 3 will be negative 3 minus 2. Okay, negative 2 will be negative 2 minus 2. So none of them will give us what? Discontinuity. Correct? So the only answer is this. So this is the legitimate answer. Okay? Question about it? The key to answering the question is that since you see the mode, that means it is piecewise function. That means it has more than one branch for the domain. The first branch, you take x as it is, like positive. You just take the absolute value and keep x positive, but that's defined for x greater than or equal to 0. And then for the second branch, you have to replace absolute value of x by negative x. So instead of putting negative x over here, I just put x minus 2 and then I multiply it by negative 1 on the top. So that gave us negative 4 over x minus 2. And then we just have to look at the discontinuities that they're mentioning. And then we found no discontinuity. So all of these are wrong. The only one that's right is B. Any question about this question? Okay, let's move to the next. Let's move to the next question. Next question, you can see that we have what? We have y equal to negative x squared. It's just we use the image of what? Y equal to x squared, right? This is the image of y equal to x squared. So you can see that first of all, it was shifted to the left by 6 points. That means what? Instead of x squared, you put what? X plus 6 all squared, because it was like this, y equal to negative x squared. So if you want to shift it to the left, you just what? Add to x what? 6 and then put square. Correct? And then if you want to push it down by 4, just like this one, see this one starting at the 0 and this one is starting at negative 4, right? So you push it down, all you have to do is what? Subtract 4 from f of x, subtract 4. And this will be your answer. Okay? Everybody following? If you don't
Yes,
follow, you have any question, just ask me, please. Okay, so we're done with this one. Let's go to the next one. Next one, if f of x equal to square root of x plus 4 and g of x equal to 8x minus 8, find f of g of x. So we want f of g of x. So we're going to go ahead and put f, and then instead of g of x, we put its value. Instead of g of x, we put its value. Its value is what? Is this. So we're going to put here 8x minus 8. Okay, its value is 8x minus 8. Okay, and then we want f of whatever. F of whatever is the same whatever plus 4, right? So this is going to give us what? The same thing, the square root of the same thing, which is 8x. Okay, 8x minus 8, and then we add to it 4. Okay, because this is what is inside as parameter for f of x. So the parameter, we put the parameter and we add to it 4, because that's what f of x is. F of x is just this one, right? So you can see that this is our parameter. This is our parameter. And this is the parameter over here, right? So our parameter, we're going to take it and put it in the square root, and we just add to it 4. Okay? If we do that, then you can see the rest, right? The rest is just easy, right? This is going to be equal to what? Square root of
8x minus 4.
8x minus 4, right? And you can take 4 outside, right? If you take 4 outside, you get what? You get 2, and then square root of what? 2x minus 1. Shabab?
وياك دكتور.
Everybody's following?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Find the limit as x goes to 0 of these two functions. You can see that these two functions, this is two functions. So you have to split them into two functions. And this could be what? X squared minus 2x over x, and then plus sine x over x. Okay? And then you take the limit of each separately. Limit as x goes to 0, and over here limit as x goes to 0. Okay? So let's take a look at this first limit. Okay? This first limit, what I can do is I can divide by x bottom and top, right? If I divide by x bottom and top, I get limit x goes to 0 of what? I'm going to have x here, right? And then minus 2, right? Because I'm dividing by x, so it'll be minus 2, right?
Right.
Okay, minus 2 divided by 1, right? And then we'll just come to this one. Let's just save this one for now. And let's get the limit. So this limit is going to give us what? We have to plug in x equal to 0, right? So x equal to 0, we'll have
minus 2.
Minus 2. Okay, and then plus, and we know the limit of this one. Limit sine x over x on
1.
x, yes, equal to 1. So the answer will be equal to negative 1. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go to the next. X multiplied by x minus 2 all square equal to 2 has a solution between, and then you have all these options, this option, or this option, or this one, or this one. Okay, so to solve this one, all we have to do is we have to plug in values. So we're going to go ahead and change it, and we're going to say that f of x is equal to what? X multiplied by x minus 2 squared minus 2. Okay? We're just putting it in this form because f of x equal to this one. Okay? Now we have these values. You can try all these values. I'm just going to go ahead and try this value. Okay? So I'm going to get f of 1. F of 1 is going to give me 1 multiplied by 1 minus 2 square minus 2. So this is equal to 1 multiplied by, here we'll have minus 1 square, it will become 1 also, right? Minus 2. That's going to give us 1 minus 2, which is equal to minus 1, right? So f of 1 is equal to minus 1. Okay, that means we can say that here, f of 1 equal to minus 1. When x is equal to 1, y will be equal to minus 1. Okay, y is equal to f of 1. Now we're going to go ahead and get f of 3. F of 3 is going to be equal to 3 into 3 minus 2 whole square minus 2. Okay, and that's going to give us what? 3 multiplied by 1 minus 2. So it's 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. That means when x is equal to 3, y is equal to what? 1, right?
Right.
Okay, that means we can go ahead and draw the curve, not the curve, we just put these points. So we have x equal to 1 and x equal to 3. When x equal to 1, y is equal to negative 1. So when x equal to 1, y is equal to negative 1, that means y is right here. Negative 1. Okay. And then when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 1. So 1 is somewhere in here. When x is equal to 3, y equal to 1. That means this is the second point. Okay. So we have this point and we have this point. Now, here is the question. The question says, if this equation has a solution between, okay, like I said, you can check this one and this one, or this one and this one, or this one and this one, and you will find it will not apply. You can do that later on. It only applies to this one. And the reason is the following. We want to see any value between 1 and 3. Okay? If that value lies between 1 and -1, we're done, right? Look at the y values. The y values at the edges. The y value is equal to -1 and 1. That means if I find any point over here, okay, and the evaluation of f of x for this point lies between 1 and -1, we're done. Okay, so for that we can just say, for example, we're going to take 2.7 or 2.8 or 2.9, anything close to 3. So let's just put 2.9, for example. If we put 2.9, that means what? We have to go ahead and get f of what? 2.9. F of 2.9 is equal to 2.9 multiplied by 2.9 minus 2. That's going to give us what? 0.9, right? So 0.9 squared, right? Minus 2. And this is going to give us 2.9 multiplied by 0.81, right? Minus 2. 2.9 multiplied by 0.81, calculator.
Just a minute.
But Doctor, when we are in the exam, how can we calculate them?
You don't need the calculator. You can just do it by. I know, I understand. You can just do it by, right? So it is 3, right? It's 1 point something. Okay.
Okay.
So now this value we have to subtract from it too. How much do you think this will give us? Just subtraction. It is between these two.
0.
Minus half. Yeah.
349.
Okay. That means it is in between these two, right?
Right.
That's all what we want. Since it is between these two, we're okay. And if you do the other 3, and you will find that none of them will match. You want to try? Try this. Put 0. Okay. If you put 0, get f of 0. F of 0 is going to give us what? F of 0 is going to give us what? Put 0 over here. It's going to give us what? -2, right? Right? -2 is outside here, right? So we'll just stop right here. Okay? You can try 1. Okay? -2 and 1, right? And we already know what 1 is. 1 is what?
-1.
-1. So between -2 and -1, no, it's not going to work. Okay? And over here between -1 and 1. Okay? We're talking about x's. These are x's. These are not y's. Okay? X between -1 and 1. -1 over here and 1 over here. Okay? It's outside. The only one that will satisfy it is this. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next. We have limit as x goes to infinity of square root of x squared plus 4x minus x. This, we have to rationalize this. Rationalizing it by just multiplying by the conjugate. So this will be what? Square root of x squared plus 4x plus 4x. And then we have minus x. And then we're going to multiply this whole thing multiplied by square root of x squared plus 4x. Let me get this one better. For x, and then plus x, and then we're going to divide by the same thing. So we're going to divide by square root of x squared plus 4x, and then plus x. So it's as if like we're multiplying by 1, right?
Right.
So this is going to give us what? This is going to give us x squared plus 4x minus x squared, right?
Right.
When I multiply these two. And then this will be divided by what? Divided by the square root of x squared plus 4x minus x, right? We can see that x goes with x, right?
Right.
And then we have here 4x divided by, and then we can see that we can take x outside, right? We can take x outside. If we take x outside the square, okay, we'll take x outside, and when we take x outside, we will have what? We will have inside 1, because it's x squared. When you take it outside, it becomes x, right?
Right.
Okay, so this is 1, and this will be what? Plus 4 over x, right? And then we have here minus x. Now we will go ahead and collect the terms. So we'll put 4x, and then in the bottom, we take a common factor as x. We get what? Square root of 1 plus 4 over x, right? And then what?
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
بلس اكس دكتور مفروض
ها؟
المفروض بلس اكس مو ماينس.
عفوا بلس. هي بلس هنا، مظبوط هنا. هذا بلس. أحسنت. Yeah. هذا بلس. أحسنت. So we can see that we can get what? Get rid of the x with the x, right? And we have what? We have 4 divided by, and when we use a limit as x goes to infinity, 4 over infinity will give us 0, right?
Right.
4 over infinity will give us 0. So square root of 1 is 1. So it's be 1 plus 1, right?
Right.
شباب الكل معنا? That means 4 divided by 2, which is equal to 2. Okay?
Okay.
Let's go to the next. Next one, we want the limit as x approaches 1 from the right of 1 over 1 minus x squared. Okay, so we have what? 1 over 1 minus x squared. Approaches x from the right means what? I'm just going to go ahead and do this. 1 over, okay, if you want to approach x from the right, what value are you going to put?
1.111.
Yes, yes, very good. So let's say 1 minus, and let's say 1.1 square, right? Huh? شباب معي؟
دكتور.
طيب. I'm going to put 1 over 1 minus, okay, and over here I'll put 1.01 square, okay. I'm going to put 1 over 1 minus 1.001 square, right? And we can continue just for one more time. 1 minus 1.1231 square. Okay. Now, if you do the math, you can see that over here we're going to get what? 11 times 11, 121, right? So this will be what? 1 minus 1.21, right? That means I'm going to get what? I'm going to get from this one 1 over 0.21, right? And then over here, the number will be smaller or larger. The denominator will be smaller or larger. It will
Smaller.
It will decrease. It will be 1 over something that's smaller than this, right? And if you have calculator, you can just do it and you will see it. And it will get smaller and smaller and smaller. So if it gets smaller, that means what? We can go like this to infinity and smaller until we get what? Close to 0, right? And that will give us what? Limit equal to what? Negative infinity, right? معي يا شباب؟
معك دكتور.
1 minus 1 point something, that means negative of this, and continuous negative of this, all the way until negative to a very, very small value. And that will give us this as the answer. Okay?
Okay.
Next question. This is easy. What is f of, okay, he said limit as x. What is f of minus 1? F of minus
Minus
1 equals to, minus 1, very good.
1.
What is limit f of x as x approaches minus 1?
1.
No, it's half. Limit,
Half,
limit,
okay.
look at this, right? Limit, you look at this. You don't look at this value. Because limit, that means you are approaching either from the right or from the left. You cannot approach this one anywhere because this is a single point. You cannot approach it from the right, you cannot approach it from the left because it is totally isolated. It's in a different area. Okay? So the answer is just half.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next. Okay. Find numbers A and B so that f is continuous at every point. For f to be continuous at every point, we have to connect. Like, for example, what connects the first two is this value, right? So we can take the equation. The bottom equation is ax, right? Ax plus b. We have to equate it to minus 28. Okay, because if x is negative 5, it could be this one or it could be this one. Okay, for it to be continuous. All right, and we can replace x. So if we replace x, we get what? Minus what? Minus 5 a plus b equal to what? Minus 28. And let's take the other connection. The second connection is these two, right?
Right.
So we can take ax plus b equals to what? Minus 35, right? And now we replace x by what? By 2, right? So it will be what? 2a plus b equal to minus 35, right? Now we can just go ahead and subtract. So let me just put a negative sign here and a negative sign here and a positive sign here. Okay, negative 5a minus 2a will give us what? Negative 7a, right? And the b will go, right? And this is going to give us what? 7, right? That means a is equal to what? Negative 1, right? Hi, Shabab. A is equal to negative 1. Divide by negative 7, both sides. A is equal to negative 1, right?
Right, but Dr. why we put R2 minus?
Because I want to add them. I want the b to disappear. Because these are two variables. I just want one variable. So now b disappeared, so I have one variable, minus 7a equal to 7. So a is equal to minus 1. Now I can go ahead and plug in for in the top or in the bottom for a minus 1, and that will give us b. So let's plug it on the top. If we plugged it in the top, we can put what? Minus 5, and then the value of a is minus 1. Okay, plus b equals to what? Minus 28, right? Minus 28. Let me write it better. Minus 28, right? So now this will give me what? 5 plus b is equal to minus 28, right?
Right.
That means b is equal to minus 33. Correct? So the answer is what? A is equal to negative 1 and b is equal to negative 33. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go to the next. Find the domain and range for the function f of x equal to square root of negative x squared plus 4x. Anytime we have a square root, that means what? We have to make sure that what? Whatever under the square root is what?
It's bigger than or equal 0.
Greater than or equal to 0. Very good, mashallah. So that implies what? That implies implies that what? 4x must be greater than or equal to what? X squared. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, that implies that what? 4 greater than or equal to what? X. Right? If 4 is greater than or equal to x, what does that mean? That means the function, the highest value is 4 and 4 is included. That means either this is the answer, right? And you can just forget about this one because we have 4. Either this is the answer or this is the answer, right?
Right.
Everybody? Okay, good. Or this could be the answer, not that one. That one is for the range. Okay, so let me just remove this one. This is for the range. Now we have the highest value. Okay, what will the lowest value be? What will the lowest value? What is the lowest value here? This must be evaluated to what? Lowest value is what?
0.
Yes, 0. So it is 0, 4. 0 is the lowest value and 4 is the highest value. Right? Now we have to find what? The range. Okay? So range, you just have to evaluate. F of 0 is going to give you 0, right? F of 1 is going to give you what? Going to give you here 1. وهنا 4. Negative 1 and 4, that means square root of what? 3. Okay, f of 2 is going to give you what? F of 2. That's going to give you what? F of 2 is going to give you square root of negative 4 plus 8. That's equal to square root of 4. That's going to give you 2, right? So f of 2 is equal to 2. F of 3. F of 3 is going to give you what? F of 3 is going to be equal to negative 9 square root, right? Plus 4 times 3, 12. It's going to give us what? Square root of what? 3, right? And then f of 4. F of 4 is going to give us what?
0.
Right? So which one is the largest? 2, right?
Right.
And the smallest? 0. So the answer is this one, 0 and 2 for range and 0 and 4 for the domain. Okay,
Okay.
what's the next? Okay, find the slope of the curve given below at 0 and 1. So we have to find the slope. That means we have to do the derivative, right? So doing the derivative, we just do what? 3x squared plus we have what? 3y squared y prime, right? Equal to, this is implicit, equal to 6y, right? Plus 6x y prime, right? Shabab,
Right.
implicit. Now we have to take this y prime, collect it on the left, and the x, put it on the right. So we will have y prime, and then we'll have 3y squared, right? And then we have to get the 6. Over here, it will be even negative. So minus 6x, right, equal to 6y, and then minus 3x squared, right? So y prime is going to be equal to what? 6y minus 3x squared divided by what? 3y squared minus 6x, right? Maya Shabab? Okay, all we have to do now is we have to plug in for x is equal to 0 and for y equal to 1. X is equal to 0 and y equal to 1. Okay, x is equal to 0 means what? All of these are gone, right? Y equal to 1 means what? I will have what? 6 over 3. Right?
Right.
That's going to give us the answer, which is 2. Okay?
Okay.
Next, find the derivative of y equal to x to the power 7 ln x. So let's say y equal to x to the power 7 ln x minus 1 over 3 x to the power 3. So we'll do the derivative y prime is equal to, first of all, we do 7x to the power 6 ln x, and then we'll do the derivative of ln x. So it will be x to the power 7, x to the power 7, and then ln x is 1 over x, right? Derivative, correct? And then minus, we have 1 over 3, and then the derivative of 3 would be 3x to the power 2, correct? So this is equal to 7x to the power 6 ln x plus, here we can, this will be x to the power 6, right? We can just take this one with one of these, right? Minus the 3 goes with the 3, right? It would be x squared, right? This is the answer. I think it is this one, right? I think it is this one, right? Which one is the answer? This one, right? D.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's go going then. Next, evaluate limit as h go to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Okay. So we're gonna have to evaluate it. For x, for f of x equal to 2 square root of 2. So instead of f of x, we have to do what? We have to do what? 2 square root of what? X plus h, right? Minus f of x, that means 2 square root of x, right? Over h. Everybody sees what I'm doing?
Yes, Doctor.
Is it clear?
Clear.
Okay. So we have what? We have x equal to 9. So we're going to go ahead and do what? We'll say that this is equal to 2 square root of 9 plus h, minus 2 square root of 9, right, over h. right? We
Right.
want to do this for h goes to what?
0.
H goes to 0. What is the next step? We're gonna do
شو اسمه conjugate.
excellent conjugate. If we did conjugate, we can see that this will be equal to what? The top will give us what? If we do the conjugate, the top will give us 4 multiplied by 9 plus h, right? Minus what? 4 multiplied by 9, right? And the bottom, the conjugate will be what? H multiplied by what? 2 square root of what? 9 plus h, right? Plus 2 square root of 9, right?
Right.
Okay. So if we do the math, this will be 4 times 9 and then plus 4 times h. So 4 times 9 goes with 4 times 9, right? Let me just do it. This is 4 times 9 plus 4 times h minus 4 times 9. Okay, and this is divided by what? Divided by h, and then we have what? 2 times square root of 9 plus h plus 2 square root of 9, right? We can see that negative with the positive is gone, right? I will have what? And the h with the h is gone, right? So what am I going to have on the top? 4, right? And then if I plug in h equals 0, this will go, right? The h will go.
Right.
And I will have 3 over here, right?
Right.
So 3, and then the h is gone. 3 times 2 is equal to 6, right? Plus 6, which is equal to 12, right? So the answer is 1 over 3. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, find the derivative of y equal to this. So let's go ahead and change this one a little bit. So it is y equal to x to square to the power 1 over 5. Right? Plus what? Plus x to the power e. Correct? So to do the derivative, y prime will be equal to what? I will put 1 over 5, and then I will do what? Or let me do it step by step. Okay. I will have to do the derivative of what? Of x to the power what? 2 over 5. Right?
Right.
So derivative of x to the power 2 over 5, let me do by dx. 2 over 5 plus over here, derivative of this is e, x to the power e minus 1, right?
Right.
So let's go to the middle. So y prime equal to the middle will give us what? 2 over 5, x to the power minus 3 over 5, plus e x to the plus e x to the power x to the power e minus 1. And this is going to give us what? 2 over 5. And then x to the power 3 over 5 is just what? It's just like 1 divided by x to the power plus 3 over 5. Plus e multiplied by x to the power e minus 1. Which is which one? I think this is this one. Right?
Right.
Okay, let's go to the next. Find y triple prime if y is equal to 4x sine x. So let's go ahead and write y first. Y equal to 4x sine x. So y prime is equal to what? We have to go 4 sine x, right? Plus what? 4x cosine x. Correct? Okay. everybody following this? It's just
Yes,
a
sir.
product rule. So y prime product rule one more time. This will be what? 4 cosine x, right? Plus this product rule, it will give us what? 4 cosine x, and then plus what? 4x sine x, and then this will be negative. So this will be like this. Correct?
Correct.
This is number 2. Y triple, we have to do what? Derivative of this, that's going to give us minus 4 sine x, right? Derivative of this, minus 4 sine x, right? Minus derivative of this, that's going to give us what? 4x sine x, right? And then what? 4x, 4 sine x, let me just put 4 sine x. 4 sine x, right? With derivative with respect to x, and then with derivative with respect to the sine, it's going to give us more, give us what? Plus 4x cosine x. Okay, so that's going to give us what? Minus 8 sine x, right? And then minus 4 sine x, right? And then plus what? It's also minus, right? Minus 4x cosine x. So this can give us minus 12 sine x minus 4x cosine x. Okay, which one is the answer? I think it is B over there. Minus 4x cosine x minus 12, B. Okay?
Okay.
This is 4. Alrighty, let's go to the next. The inequality minus x squared plus 2 less than or equal to f of x less than or equal to 2. Which theorem is this one?
Sandwich theorem.
Sandwich theorem, yes. So you put limit as x goes to 0 here, all right, and limit as x goes to 0 here, right? And this is constant, you don't have to. Limit as x goes to 0 is 2. 2 is less than or equal to limit f of x as x goes to 0 and less than or equal to 2. That means this limit is equal to 2, right? So I think that's the answer. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, we have find the equation of the tangent to the curve f of x equal to square root of x plus 5 that has a slope equal to 1 over 4. So we're given f of x, so f of x equals to x plus 5 to the power half, right? So this implies what? F prime of x equals to what? Half, x plus 5 to the power what? Negative half, right?
Yes, yes.
Equal to what? 1 over 2 square root of x plus 5, right? This is equal to 1 over 2 square root of x plus 5, right? So it's 1 over 2 square root of x plus 5. This is the slope, right? Because f prime is equal to slope, right? F prime is equal to the slope, right? And we're given the slope equal to what? 1 over 4. That means we say this is equal to 1 over 4. For this to be equal to 1 over 4, that means 1 over square root of x plus 5 must be equal to 1 over 2, right? Multiply by 2 both sides. Okay, now for this, the square root of x plus 5 to be equals to 2, that means what? That means x is equal to negative 1. Square both sides. If you square this side, you'll get what? X plus 5. You square this side, you'll get what? 4, right? If you square this side, you get x plus 5. You square this side, you get 4, right? And now x will be equal
Right.
to 4 minus 5 equal to what? Minus 1, right? X is equal to minus 1, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if x is equal to minus 1, what do you think our next step is? To find the value of y, right? If x is equal to minus 1, we plug in on this one to find what? The value of y, f of minus 1 equal to what? Square root of minus 1 plus 5 equal to square root of 4 equal to 2. So we have x equal to 1, negative 1, and y equal to 2. And this is where the slope touches, this is where the line touches the slope. At x equal to minus 1 and y equal to 2, right? Because no curve will have a slope just any place. It has to have a slope at a point. And since this is its slope, the tangent must be touching the curve at this point. If the tangent is touching the curve at this point, that means we know 1 point, okay, for the tangent. But also we know the slope of the tangent. So we have what? Slope and 1 point. The slope is 1 over 4 and we have 1 point. So we can find the equation easily, right? Y equals to what? mx plus b, right?
Right.
Okay, y is equal to 2, right? M is equal to what? 1 over 4, right?
Yes.
X is equal to what? Negative 1, right? Plus b.
Yes, yes, doctor.
Okay, that means
Yes.
b is equal to what? 2 and take 1/4 to the other side. It will become plus 1/4. 2 is what? 2 is equal to what? 8 over 4, right? 8 over 4, and you add 1 over 4, which is negative. It will be what? 9 over 4. So b is equal to 9 over 4 implies what? Y equal to, now we will put m. M is equal to what? 1 over 4 multiplied by x plus b, which is equal to 9 over 4. Right? And this is the answer. And this is probably number D, right? It looks like number D. Okay? Any question before we move? Okay.
Clear.
No question. Let's go. Now we go to number 18. Find an equation for the tangent to f of x equal to square root of x minus x plus 5. So let's just document it. So y is equal to 2 square root of x minus x plus 5, and we have a point. So they're telling us find the equation of the tangent, right? So what do you think we have to do? We have to find what? The slope from the equation, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay, and to find the slope from the equation, I'm just going to make it easier for you here. This, you could replace it by what? 2 times x to the power half, right? This one, correct?
Yes, it's the power half.
Okay, good. So y prime is going to be equal to, if I want the derivative of 2x to the power half, I will multiply by half, right? And then the 2 is there, and I will do x to the power negative half, right? So the 2 goes with the 2, it will have what? We will have 1 over square root of x, correct? Anybody have any question on the first term? So the first term will give us what? 1 over square root of x, the derivative, minus 1, right? Huh? Everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So we want to find the derivative. That means we want to plug in what? X equal to what?
4.
4, right? So it's equal to 1 over square root of 4 minus 1
1 over.
equal to 1 over 2 minus 1, which is equal to negative half, right? Everybody equal to negative half. Everybody is comfortable? Now we have the slope and we have 1 point. Can we get the equation? Of course, right? So y equal to mx plus b. What is y? Equal to 5, right? So 5 equal to m, which is what? Negative half. X is equal to what? 4, right? 4
Right.
plus b, right? Now, we have to find out the value of b, right? 4 multiplied by negative half will give us what? Negative 2, right? 4 multiplied by negative half will give us negative 2, right?
Right.
And then negative 2, we take it to the other side, it will be 5 plus 2, right? 5
Which
plus 2
is
is equal to b. That means
which
b
is
is equal to what?
7.
7, right? That means this equation, it will be what? Y equal to m, which is equal to what? Negative half, right? X plus b, which is equal to what? B is equal to what? 7, right? Shabab,
Right.
B is equal to 7. So it's equal to negative half x plus 7. Okay, negative half x plus 7, I think it is D. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, find all points x comma y on the graph of f of x equal to 2x squared minus 3x, with tangent lies parallel to the line y equal to 9x plus 6. What do you think the second sentence or the second phrase will help us in finding what? The second phrase will help us in finding what?
Tangent line.
Yes, because it's parallel. Parallel, that means you know the slope. You have to get the slope of this one, and that will give you the slope of the curve you want to find the equation for, right? Or find the points. So they're asking you find all the points x, y on the graph, this graph. You don't know this graph's slope, okay? But they tell you the tangent of it is parallel to this line. That means the slope of the tangent to it is the same as the slope of this line, right? So let's get the slope of this line. So to get slope of tangent, okay, we need to get what? We need to get the slope, of the parallel, okay, the parallel curve or the parallel line. It's line because this is linear function. Okay, so what's slope of this linear function? You don't have to do any math. A linear function,
9.
it's y equal to what? Mx plus b, right?
Right.
This is linear function, y equal to 9x plus b. So what is the slope? What's m?
9.
And what is b?
6.
6, right? So the slope is equal to 9. Now we know the slope, right? Since the slope is equal to 9, then we want to get the slope of the tangent from this equation also. Okay, to get the slope of the tangent from this equation, we have to get f prime of x, which is going to be equal to what? 4x, right? Minus 3, right? F prime of this one is equal to 4x minus 3. correct? But this must be equal to what? 9. Correct? Shabab, right? Okay, if this is equal to 9, that means what? 4x is equal to 12. Implies what? X equal to over 4, thanks. Which is going to be equal to 3, right? So now we have x equal to 3, right? I think we're done because we have to find what? The value of y if x is equal to 3, right? So if a is equal to 3, we get f of 3. F of 3 will be equal to what? 2 times what? 9, right? Minus 3 times 3.
Yes.
X is equal to 3, right? So f of 3 will give us what? 2 times 9, right? Minus 3 times
3.
x, see? So this is equal to what? 18 minus 9, right?
9.
Is equal to 9.
9.
So x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 9, right? So which choice? I think it is B. Okay? Everybody? Let's go to this. If there is no question, I'm going to move to the next. Okay.
Sorry, isn't A?
Huh?
Isn't A 0 and 3 or 9?
A says 0 and 0 is a solution. If you have 0 and 0 is the solution, what is the slope? Okay, put 0 over here. Okay? And put x equal to 0.
Okay.
What is the slope? It says b equal to 0, but is it true b equal to 0? No. So this cannot be a solution.
No.
طلع منه equation. You cannot. Y equal to mx plus b. إذا حطيت y equal to 0 هذه بتكون عندك 0 هنا. اوكي؟ هنا عندك حطيت x equal to 0 طاح الميل. أعطاك ايش؟ b equal to 0, which is not true. Right? This is not an equation. B is not equal to 0. B equal to 0 is not an equation. It's not a function. Okay? وضحت؟
وضحت.
Good. Now we have what? Find the inverse of the function f of x. So let's say f of x equals to 8 over x minus 7. Find the inverse. To find the inverse, change x's to y's, right? And solve for y. So every x change it to y, every y change it to x. So we will say x is equal to 8 over y minus 7, right? 8 over y minus 7, cross multiply. Cross multiply, you get what? X into y minus 7 equals to 8, right? Correct? That means y minus 7 equals to x over 8 over x, right? That means y equal to what? 7 plus 8 over x. Okay? If you want, you can put x as a common factor. If you put x as a common factor, what do you get? You get 7x plus 8, right? Which is what? This one. Everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear? Good. Let's go to the next. Next is this you don't really have to solve. You don't solve. Is the denominator same as the numerator?
Yes. They are same.
Square, you have x squared. 3x, you have 3x. Negative 28, you have negative 28. Just this is equal to 1. Limit of any constant is what? The constant itself, right? Everybody? So the answer is D. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the next. Now we have to find what limit as x approaches 4 from the left of this. Anytime you see the modulus, okay, or absolute value, that means you're looking into a piecewise function. So R1, this should be greater than 4, and this should be less than 4, because the modulus has to be greater than or equal to 0, and the modulus has to be less than 0. So greater than or equal to 0 means x greater than or equal to 4. If this modulus, if I put the modulus here, x minus 4, if I put it greater than or equal to 0, that means what? X is greater or equal to 4, right? And if I put x minus 4 less than 0, that means x is less than this.
Right.
Now we're trying to approach from the left. Should we use the first branch or the second branch?
The second.
Second branch, because we're approaching from the left, right? That means we'll use this one. Now, you want to take a look at the value. Okay, if I'm approaching from the left, and I'm approaching with what? A value that is negative. Let me just expand this one. This will be square root of 3x, right? Multiplied by x minus 4 divided by minus x plus 4, right? Divided by minus x plus 4, right? Negative 1. And this is going to give me square root of 3 times. So this is multiplied by negative 1. We can take 4 outside. It will give us what?
Minus
Square root of 3
2 root
multiplied by negative. So negative 2 multiplied by square root of 3. Okay, let's go to the next sentence. It's the same. Okay, find the derivative of y equal to tan of cosine x squared. Y equals to tan of cosine x squared. Okay, so this is what? This is a function inside a function inside a function. Okay, so we will get the derivative of the outside first, the outermost one. So y prime, outermost one is x squared of whatever inside, right? The inside is what? Cosine of x squared, right? And then we do the derivative of this inside. Derivative of this inside is going to give us what? Negative sine x squared, right? And now we have to do the derivative of this inside, right? This is multiplied by what? 2x, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and then we can just get what? The negative to the left, so it will be negative, right? And then we have what? Sec squared of cosine of x squared multiplied by sine of x squared multiplied by 2x. Which one? I think it looks like it is C, right? Negative sec x cosine, which is this one, right? And then sine of x squared, which is this one, and then 2x.
Yes.
Okay, that is C. Okay. The question is solve ln of 5 minus 4y equal to x. Solve it for y. The only way we can do that is by raising ln of 5 minus 4y, raising it as the exponent of e. So we'll go ahead and say e raised to the power ln of 5 minus 4x, or 4y, sorry, 5 minus 4y. This is going to be equal to, since we raised the left hand side, as a power of e, we should raise the right hand side also as a power of e. So this will be equal to e to the power x. Now we know that ln is a logarithmic and e is exponential, and we know that ln and e, they are inverses of one another. So ln will annul the impact of e, and we will end up having what? Just the parameter of null. So it will be 5 minus 4y equals to e to the power x. And then from this step on, we're just going to have to solve for y. To solve for y, let's do it step by step. Minus 4y will be equal to e to the x minus 5. Let's multiply each side by -1. If we multiply each side by -1, we'll get 4y equals to 5 minus e to the x. Now divide both sides by 4, we get y equals to 5 minus e to the power x divided by 4. So this is the solution. So the answer is y equals to 5 minus e to the power x divided by 4, which is answer number B. Okay, let's get done with the last problem. Last problem, the function s of t gives the position of a body moving on a coordinate line with s in meters and t in seconds. If s of t, so let's take s of t is given by the equation 5t squared plus 3t plus 8, and we're given the time span from 0 to 2. Then find the body's speed. We're given the position, which is like the distance, and we want the speed. We know that the speed is the derivative of the distance, so we'll get the derivative of the distance. S prime of t will be equal to, this will be equal to 10t plus 3, and we want to figure out the speed at time t equal to 2, so we will have s prime of t evaluated at t equal to 2. That's going to give us what? 10 times 2 plus 3, which is equal to 23. That's the first part. The second part, we're asked to find the acceleration. We know the acceleration is a derivative of the speed, and since s prime is the speed, then s double prime will be the acceleration. So s double prime of t will be equal to what? We have to do the derivative of this. Derivative of this is going to be right here. S prime of t, s double prime of t is going to be equal to 10. Okay, that's it, equal to 10. And since s double prime equal to 10, then all we have to do now is we have to plug in at t equal to 2, but it's not going to make any difference because we don't have here. So the answer is s double prime, which is the acceleration at time t equal to 2, is going to be this constant, which is 10. 10, of course, this is like meters per second square, and the speed is like meters per second. Meters per second. So the answer is the speed is going to be 23 meters per second, and over here we have the acceleration with 10 meters per second square. And I believe this is which answer? I think it is C. Yeah, it is C. So C is the answer. That's it for the quiz, and good luck, and we hope that you will do well in the next quiz. Most of you are done reasonably well. So those who didn't, just try to do well in the next quiz, and you have a good day.